Hi, my friends. Welcome to the Diamond Painting Effect with Cori. I'm Cori, and it's Monday. Monday is the day that we work on European Town together. This is a large stamped cross-stitch pattern that is 222 centimeters long by 45 centimeters tall. It is an 11 count for me, and it's available in 14 count. It is supposed to be done with 3 strands of thread, and I am only doing it with 2. And this one may be okay with 3 strands, but I've done some that it was very bulky, and I just like to look better. I like to be able to see that that's an X, not just a blob of thread there. So anyway, before we get into it, I've started this tradition of showing what I've done through the past week, kind of like a mini floss tube. And so I'll get into that. Just don't be surprised one of these days, if that's why you're coming, I'm going to separate them out. And maybe do one day and one the other day. On Wednesdays, I work on the challenge that Ava over at Stitchin' in the Interlake has for her monthly challenge. This month's challenge is September samplers, and so I'm working on samplers on Wednesdays this September. She has announced the next year's, and golly, I need to wake up, I think. Next month's challenge is going to be Houses of October, and I'll talk more about that a little bit later. Okay, so let's get into the pictures, and then I'll be right back. First of all, if you think I haven't got much done on my stitching, this is why right here. I have been putting all my floss onto floss drop cards, and it's taking longer than I thought it would. I thought I could do it in a couple of nights, and I don't even know if I'm halfway through. I'm working on the half of the 700s, and I've done the 800s and ready to start the 900s. There's a reason why I only did half the 700s, but y'all don't need to really get into that. But anyway, so I'm working on finishing up the 700s, and I'll continue working on the 900s. I have previously done all of the ones up to this point. So all the numbers have already been done. I just need to do the last, I'm going to say half maybe. I have no idea how many. And I have a new start. This is Train of Dreams by Randall Spangler from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's the mini version. I hope it turns out okay. I don't know. I haven't heard of anybody being disappointed with pixelation with the Heaven and Earth design, but I don't know. I really don't know. Because of how it went into Pattern Keeper, it looks like it might be pixelated. I don't want to do the full version. I'm just playing around with trying to learn how to do these full coverage pieces. So I think this will be a good start for one. I was lucky to find that I had the fabric for this piece. I started gritting it with the friction pen. My sister only had a felt tip one. I forgot to bring mine with me. And the felt tip is a little bit harder to grit with, I thought. But just because the color spreads more. And so it was kind of different to work with. I did try this in the other frame that I bought from my Temu unboxing this weekend. I was actually kind of happy with how it came together. It came together very easily when I put the frame together. The sides have a groove that you fit those plastic things into that makes it really easy to tighten up your fabric and I felt like the tension was really good on it. I felt like it would be, I think it would be really good to work with, except I can't work with it. It was just really awkward trying to reach my arms around it, and I tried different ways. I tried sitting at the table with it leaning on the table, and I tried it in my sister's light clamp. It was too heavy for that. I think it would be a good choice for somebody who does have some kind of a clamp to hold it as a stitch. And next we have Anne of Green Gables stitch along. I've almost finished the first part. I ran out of one of the threads. I do have it. It's just a matter of finding it. That's one of the reasons I'm working on organizing my threads, because I just want to get them organized before I dig in to those new batches of threads. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the third pattern to get here, third part of the pattern, because I spent quite a bit of time trying to get it into Pattern Keeper, and it's just a bit fussy and difficult, and I realized I'm going to have to do it again next week when I get the third part, and so Anne is going to be on hold this week, unless I find that other thread, color thread. I probably won't work on her at all this week because I'm going to wait for the third part to come out Saturday. Something has changed with my photo editor, video editing, and for some reason I can't do it how I was doing it before. So the old one is in the bottom corner and the rest is on the main part of the screen. So there's my progress. Okay, this is a new start for me. It was the antique birdhouse. I worked on it a little bit, and just a little bit. I kind of did a close-up view of the top of it because that's where all the stitching I've done is up there in the top. Somebody had asked me about the writing on it, how it's going to come out. It's not going to come out. It is going to be, well, here's a picture of how it's going to be supposed to look. Hold on. And this is an even closer view of how the writing will be. It's all just different variations of a cream and very light tan color. And so it's just going to be kind of the impression of the writing there, but there's no writing, absolutely no writing there. So that's how that's going to work. Okay, not much progress on Summertime. I just got a little bit of the red over there on the right done this week. Okay, and here's the nativity. I have covered up some of the green spots over there on the left, and I've done a lot of filling in with the confetti, so you really can't see the difference. I'm sorry about that, guys, but that was kind of discouraging to me. And now we're to European Town. European Town is also hard to see what progress I've made. I'm doing little patches of color all throughout, and so I am filling it in, but it's just not obvious. Okay, wow, that was something else. That editing and something changed on Power Director that I have to learn how to do it all over again, and that was kind of crazy. It took me 2.5 hours to edit that first part. So, yeah, I'm a bit frazzled getting into this. Okay, so I'm going to work on these black stars, which is color number 744 DMC. And it's a pale yellow. And there's just a little bit there. And maybe we'll get to another color. I don't know if we will or not. I've been progressively just working on little patches of color. And just filling it in. I don't know, maybe this is the week. I don't know. I do not know. What I'm thinking about doing is going ahead and changing my review of what I've done over the week into a separate video, and then I could, I don't know, maybe I'll do it so you can see my face. I really don't want to do that. I'll probably lose a lot of subscribers after that. But anyway, yeah, doing it that way with the editing, the pictures, in some ways, it's better if I can just show it to you, but it's really hard to get the camera view for me without showing me, because, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm shaking it. Because I don't want you to see me. And anyway, because doing it, showing the projects in my lap like this is too close up. You can't get the whole view of them. So in some ways this is good, because like on Anne, you know, you don't need to see all of it because I've only done the top third. But like Nativity, there's no way to get it all in there. So standing back and taking the pictures, maybe I can do more of a combination of the two. I'm just learning, I don't know. So yeah, we're going to continue doing samplers on Wednesday, and we will, I don't know, is it the last, no, I don't know when the last Wednesday is. I know we're about halfway through September. So I guess we probably will have another Wednesday. I have jury duty next Monday. I don't know how that's going to happen. Maybe I can do a record earlier to do the Stitch With Me on European Town, because I'm going to be at the Live Oak County Courthouse on next Monday morning. Well, we call in the Friday night before the week to make sure they still want us. There's a chance they won't need us, because that's what happened last time. They kept putting it off, and then finally they released us. We'd have to, you know, I think it was like 3 weeks we had to call in, and they finally released us the third week. But that was a federal jury duty. This one is a local county jury duty. And because we have a small county, it just happens way too often. Like when I lived in Corpus Christi, I was called to jury duty, I think, once the whole time I lived there, and I did actually go through the process. They settled out of court before they could choose the jury, but in the meantime we wasted all our time. And that's kind of what happened with the jury duties that I went to in Live Oak as well. But I get the letters more from Live Oak County than I did from Corpus. So anyway, so that's what is going to be up maybe next week. I will be home. I am still house sitting in Corpus Christi for my sister, trying to take care of things here. I've took over the pool responsibilities, and now I wish I hadn't. It has algae growing in it now, and I did everything I was supposed to do. Just one day I went out there, and it was yesterday actually, I went out there to check the pool, and it was in bloom. I don't know if it had anything to do with, they did have a little bit of rain on Saturday night. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not. But I added extra chlorine this morning. My sister told me what to do, and so we'll see how that works. Um, so her cat's still living. Haven't killed the cat yet. My goodness, that patch she demands much more attention than Gunther and Persephone. She turned into my little shadow, but she's actually started in the mornings. I think she likes to go up. There's a little captain's windows upstairs in the, I don't know what you call that room. They have a giant multi-purpose room up there that leads to the bedrooms. And there's a little captain's window up there that she likes to lay underneath that window where the sun comes in. And so that's where she spends the mornings the last couple days. And then the rest of the time she spends in my lap if she gets a chance. But one night she didn't want to let me sleep. She kept me up all night. I don't know what that was about. I do not know. I guess she had enough of me. She wanted her mom and dad back. I don't know. So my other sister that's in Corpus is coming. She'll be coming on Wednesday and staying with me here, and my brother-in-law will take care of the animals because she has doctor's appointments in town. So we just thought, well, she might as well just come and stay. Save a lot on gas. I cannot believe how much gas is now. And it doesn't take a full tank of gas, but you're going to have to fill up your car. If you're going to go, make that trip, you're going to have to fill the car. So, which is crazy, crazy expensive. It just makes me mad because it did not have to be that way. So the rich people are saving the world by making it more difficult for the poor people to do anything, but they can continue doing what they want to do because they have the money to do it. They have... Oh, I better just stop while I'm ahead, huh? I just better stop it. But anyway... Ava's going to be doing next in the month of October. She's going to do Houses of October. She announced that last week. Houses of October is any house you want to do. If you want to do an October Halloween house, you can do an October Halloween house. If I want to work on European Town on Wednesday, I can work on European Town because there are lots of houses in European Town. So any cross-stitch pattern that has a house will qualify for the house that October built, I think is what she called it. Apparently there's a horror film out by that name, but you don't have to do a horror cross-stitch. So I have plenty of different houses for my stamped cross-stitch kits. I even have some in my counted cross-stitch patterns. I don't think I've started any of them yet, but I actually have European Town in counted cross-stitch pattern. I have it's like a dollhouse cutout pattern. I'm curious to try that. I'm just not sure I want to do it. I like the idea of doing it. I just don't know. I think it's a pretty big one. I think I got that one because it was either free or it didn't cost very much. But it's just like the cutout of a dollhouse, and there's not a good picture with it. So that's another reason why I'm not anxious to start that one. So I almost started another cross stitch, counter cross stitch. It was the cat that I got from Joann's the other day. I'll stick a picture in here if I remember. I'll stick a picture in here. That little kit fit perfectly in one of those new zipper pockets that I got from Temu in my unboxing, and I'll put that picture in there of that little kit in there. I was going to kit it up, but I didn't bring my friction pin, and so that stuck me for a couple days there. And then I realized yesterday the person that told me about friction pins is my sister. I am in my sister's house. I bet she has a friction pin somewhere. And I found a bunch of them. She has a multicolored felt tip variety. She may have the ballpoint pen, fine point one as well. I just didn't know where. I didn't see it, didn't find it. So I used the pink to grid my Train of Dreams, but by that point I'd already moved on from the cat. But I might work on that this week. I don't like gridding with the felt tip as well. I've already said that, but it just, with the ball, I can feel it as I move down that line. The ball just kind of fits in the groove between on the grid. It fits right there, and then I can feel it. I can count. It kind of dips down when I get to the next hole. It just, there's like, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10, and then I can really actually do it hard and mark at the 10. And then I can draw my lines easier. It just all the way around easier. So, but the cat isn't very big, so I think I can deal with that. I thought I might have enough thread here to finish this out, at least this section, but it looks like I'm not going to have enough. So I only got one thread ready. So you get to watch me thread my needle. I think, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it before I pull it off anyways. If I can get it to go under. Yeah, when I did all those floss, putting all those threads on the floss drops, I don't know why. I'm sure it would take longer to do the bobbins if I were to put it on the bobbins, because you have to wind them. Floss drops, you just have to loop them. It's just getting them off nice and straight and even. That some of them are super quick, but if you can't get the DMC floss off in a nice circle with no loop backs, then it becomes a bear to do. But last night it was going a lot smoother. I was able to do it than it was the day before. It just seemed like every skein I went into was too messed up to be a breeze. And for whatever reason, they were just issue, like everyone I got into had an issue that had to be fixed. And I don't know, it just takes time to do all that sorting, and I've got 3 batches of 447. There are missing colors I'm working on the first batch. There are missing colors, but I think it's because I've been into it and pulled out for some of my other projects. I hope that's why they're missing. I'm not at home to go check and go find and all that. But, so I have, after I finish that first set, I have 2 more to do. My thinking is, every time I start a Heaven and Earth design, just order another set, because it's cheaper that way. And some will need more colors than there are there, but it's a good start. And I'll have multiple sets, so I'll have multiple of threads. And for that price, I think it's worth it than to buy all the 88 colors individually. Now, the problem is, now that I started that Heaven and Earth design Train of Dreams, I was going to order another set. Well, it's not available right now, and I don't know if that's going to be a permanent thing, or it just wait till they get stocked again. I don't know which way it is. So I couldn't buy it right now anyway, even if it was there. I was going to put it in my basket so it's ready to go when I get paid. And I can't do it. They won't even let me put it in my basket. So that's what's going on with that. I found a system. I don't know if I have it here with me. I don't have it next to me. I did find a system I think I'm going to do with the rest of them, where I just put the loop over on the, I don't know how to explain. There's just not words enough for my brain to handle. This is okay. I can reach it. Yay. Okay, these are the rest of the 700s. I just looped them on this big ring, and they're in order. So when I'm ready to do it, they're all in order. So if I do this with the rest of them, if I need to find a color, then I can find a color. It'll be relatively easy. The biggest drawback of this is right here. Sometimes the thread gets caught in that hinge, so you have to be careful about that. But yeah, so that's what I think I'm going to do with the rest of them that I haven't put on floss drops. So at least I can find them, because I don't want to spend the next week of doing nothing but bobbinating or floss dropping. So I'm going to try to do a little bit every day, not try to complete the project in a day. So yeah, I think there's more than half of them left to do. And it's hard to tell, because some like I have them sorted by 700s, 900s, but some of them don't have hardly any in it, in a group of hundreds doesn't have hardly any in them. And so I've bunched them together with other groups. And that's how I'm doing them on the floss drops as well. I have a set of hundreds, I think the 200s and 300s are together. But And I think I'll start labeling on the hook. Now, you guys asked about some of you asked about the other hanger. I like them, and the rings do fit between the two. That I do not have near me. So you're going to have to try to understand what words come out of my mouth. But they have a little split between the rings, and these rings will fit up in there and hold. But if you move the hanger at all, they're likely to fall out. They're not stable that way. So what I'm saying, if you put it on the wall and leave it and don't bump it, it's in a safe place, that will work. But it just seemed awful easily they would fall out. And the other option is to open the ring and close the ring around the ring. But for me, I think it's easier to just put it on the hook. And so I think that's the way I'm going to go with it for those different kinds of hangers. There's lots of exciting things going on here. I keep bumping the phone. I am so sorry. I'm starting more projects I'm getting excited about. I'm getting these. I've had these threads for quite a while, and so that's kind of exciting that I'm finally actually getting them organized, because to this point it's been hard for me to go and dig and find what I needed. When they send them, they are lined up in order in 3 different bags, and if you can pull them out and organize immediately as you do that, that's your best bet. But as soon as you start digging in it, trying to find certain colors, it's just a giant floss salad, you know. And so I wanted to have a way to, when I open the others, I wanted to have a way to quickly organize them, get them sorted, and, you know, just have a way to take care of it instead of having a bag of a whole bunch of random flosses. So, like the problem I had with needing that, I think it's 936 or something like that I have missing, and I just don't want to get into one of those bags until I'm ready to sort it. So anyway, that's a lot of jibber jabber about a whole lot of nothing. But I want to thank you guys for joining me today for the Diamond Painting Effect with Cori. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and share. It would be awesome. And I will see you again. Take care, because I want to see you again in the next one.